we're going to start first with naming all of our sides. And I'm going to draw my little maniki. There he is. And those of you who are new and you're like, ma'am, what in the world are you doing? Hold on. We're going to get into it. Ramwatu, do you want to help me unmute and tell me, first of all, what is my hypotenuse side? What is my hypotenuse side named?
The x side is the hypotenuse.
Excellent. So this longest side that we have is always called the hypotenuse. Okay, excellent. All right. And now if my tiny little maniki is sitting over here, what is this side right next to him called? The one next to him. What is it?
Side.
Oh, no, it's right next to him. It's next door.
It's the adjacent.
Yes, thank you. The one next to our little man is called the adjacent side. And I see Kungao saying, ma'am, I wasn't here. Kungao, try and follow along. It's a very simple concept. Okay. All right, Ramwatu, what about my last side? The side furthest away from my little duty over here. This side over here.
It's the opposite.
On the ball. Yes. So this side furthest away from my little duty. This is called the opposite side. Excellent. Okay. Now I want to see Kerry. Thank you so much, Ramwatu. I can always rely on you. Kerry, do you remember how our formula goes? Our formula says something squared plus something squared equals something squared. Do you remember? Can you unmute for me and let me know?
The what? I didn't hear you properly.
The formula that we use. Remember, we say something squared plus something squared equals something else squared. Do you remember what it is?
I forgot the formula itself, but you say 6 square plus 8 square,
opposite
which
side,
would be
so opposite squared. Plus, what's the side called?
adjacent square.
Good, adjacent squared. And what is all of that equal to?
X,
What's the
yeah.
X side called? The X
Excuse
side
me?
is called?
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse what? Hypotenuse?
Square.
Squared, excellent. And now you're going to give me that lovely sum that you just said. Okay, can you give it to me?
6 square plus 8 square would it'll give you x square, but equals to x.
Excellent.
Square.
And what is my reason? Look, I wrote recap instead of reason.
Your reason is Pythagoras.
Excellent. Reason is Pythagoras. I'm glad it's coming back to you, Kerry, little bit by little bit. I'm glad. Can see it coming back to you. Excellent. Monday, I need you to finish up the sum for me. Hi, Monday.
Okay.
So what's 6 squared? Hello.
6 squared is 36.
Good. 36 plus 8 squared, which is?
Plus 64.
Good. Is equal to?
X squared.
Excellent. And then all we have to do is add the two numbers together. What is 36 plus 64? Thank you, Kerry. Kerry's already put it in the chat. And Kawe and Tahila, remember guys, if you know the answer, just put the answer in the chat. It's 100. So 100 is equal to x squared. Okay, and then we have to press that funky looking button on our computer, on our calculator, not computer. What is that funky sign called? Do you remember what it's called? This one.
The square root.
What is it? Ah, excellent. I couldn't trick you if I tried. It's called the square root. So we're going to go to our calculator and we're going to click on the sign, this one here. And underneath that sign, we're going to put 100 and we're going to click the equal sign. And what answer is it going to give me?
10 squared. I mean 10.
Not 10 squared, just 10. So I have to say, therefore.
Therefore,
x
equals 10.
10. Excellent. All right. So this is the order that we did things in Monday. Beautifully done. Amazing stuff. Well done. Okay. Now, for those of you who are like, ma'am, I wasn't here, or like, ma'am, huh? Please take a screenshot. Take a screenshot so that you remember this, because we do it in this exact order. It's very important for us to remember this exact order. There must be a statement, there must be a reason, and then we need to be able to solve for x in this order that we're doing things. We always need to find the square root. Okay. Now, something is a little funky about this next sum that we're about to do. Has anybody noticed something about where my x or my y is sitting in this sum over here? Okay. Now, you guys will notice that my hypotenuse actually has an answer this time. Anati, what is my hypotenuse side equal to? Oh, Kialaboch has figured it out. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to draw my little maniki over here. Anati, are you there?
12.
Hello. Hello, Anati.
Hi.
All right, what is my hypotenuse side?
12.
Excellent, because we know that it's this long side over here, right? Good. And what is my opposite side? What is my opposite side?
I
Ooh,
mean,
it's not going to be.
it's y.
It's y. Remember, my opposite side is my side furthest away from my little dude, right? So this side is my opposite side. And which side is my adjacent side? How much is my adjacent side?
8.
Excellent. Okay, well done. Amazing stuff. Very well done. Can I ask you to mute for me, please, my sweetie? Thank you so much. All right. Karabo, I want to see if you can give us a statement. Are you ready? Can you unmute for me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Give me my statement. Remember, my opposite side squared plus my adjacent side squared is equal to my hypotenuse side squared. What is my opposite side?
It's y.
Good. It's y. But I don't want just y. What do I want? I want y
Over 2.
not over 2, squared. Remember,
Squared.
we're going to square. Good.
Yes,
Y squared plus, what is my adjacent side?
8 squared.
Excellent. 8 squared is equal to, what is my hypotenuse side?
12 squared.
Excellent. Oh, couldn't have said it better myself. What is my reason, Karabo? If you're
Opposite.
stuck, look on the other side. Look on the other side. Or somebody help him in the chat. Everyone always helps out in the chat. Does anybody remember what the reason is? And I wrote recap again. Oh, Teacher Cat, what is going on with me? Reason. Thank you, Tehila. Yes, excellent. Okay, check in the chat, Karabo, if you're a little lost as to what my reason is.
Ma'am.
People are giving you real hints. What is our reason?
Pythagoras.
Good. It's a hard word. It's Pythagoras. We've been learning it for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Pythagoras. I'm so proud of you. You did that so
Pythagoras.
beautifully. Well done. Well done.
Yes,
Excellent.
ma'am.
All right. Okay. I need somebody else to finish the sum for me. Somebody whose voice I haven't heard yet today. Yvani, I have not heard your voice today. Okay, now you're going to notice something quite funky about this particular sum. Okay, I'm going to show you what it is. Can you unmute for me, my sweetie? Hello,
Hi,
Yvani.
ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, so I'm going to leave my y squared by itself. And are you going to tell me, Yvani, what is 8 squared?
Ma'am, 8 squared is 16 squared.
Oh, no. Remember, 8 squared is the same as 8 times 8. What is 8 times 8?
64 squared, ma'am.
Good. It's 64. We don't have to do the squared anymore. We've already done the squared. Okay. So it's just going to be 64. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. So what is 12 squared then going to be?
Ma'am, 12 squared is going to be
The chat is like going crazy with the answer.
144.
Excellent. 144. Excellent. But now, Yvonne, I want y on its own. I want y to sit on its own. If I take my positive 64 over to the other side of the equal sign, what does it become? It's not plus 64 anymore. It's going to be equal to?
Minus
Good,
64.
minus 64. Well done. So I'm going to have y squared is equal to 144 minus 64. Can you do some quick maths for me and tell me what is 144 minus 64? Well done, Kawe. Like Kawe just went, and Omolemo as well, and they just put the answer in the chat.
80.
Good, it's 80. Y squared is equal to 80. Amazing. So well done. Amazing stuff, Ivani. Well done. Can you mute for me, please, my sweetie? Okay, excellent. Now, remember, guys, I don't want y squared. So I have to go and find, like Rangwatu said, I have to go and find the square root. So I need you guys to pick up your calculators, click on the square root sign, put 80 in, and click equals. I want everyone to tell me in the chat, what is 80 squared, or the square root of 80? It's not 20. I'll tell you, Garabo, it's not 20. Well, you can, Kawe, if you use your calculator, you can. It's not 8, guys, remember? And do not round off. Thank you, Teacher Cat. Don't round off. It's not nothing. Use your calculator, guys. Okay, remember, guys, I need you to pick up your calculator, click on the square root sign, and then put 80 inside the square root sign and click equals. Thank you. Who's this person? Who's this person? Onami. Onami's got the right idea. Good. So we know that the answer is going to be, therefore, y is equal to 8,9,4,2,7,1,9,1, and it continues going. Did everybody get this kind of answer? Ola, I know it says 80. You'll see on your calculator, there's a button that looks like this. There's an S, and then there's a double arrow that looks like this, and then there's a D on the side. Click on that button. I need you to click on that button, and then it will give you all of these decimals. Okay, I hope you guys know how we got all those decimals. Okay, if you haven't yet put your answer in the chat, please do that for me now. Put your answer in the chat. Well done, Libert. Excellent, Luandle. Once you've done this, click that button. Oh no, Zianda. Click on this button. Oh no, guys. Oh, Nkanyiso forgot your calculator. Guys, I'm a little disappointed. Who's coming to a maths class without a calculator? Well done, Monde. And Etoken. Oh, yes, I did. I missed the 4. There were 2 4s. Yes, you guys are right. So it's 8,9944,27191. Yes, there we go. All right. I know somebody will say at school, ma'am, they make us do mental maths. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here is, if you find that the answer is a weird decimal, don't do that. Okay, leave the answer as the square root. Okay, I want you guys to type this in the chat as I say it. Okay, Inati, I see you. Just give me a second. I need you guys to type this in the chat. Leave the answer as a square root. Type this in the chat for me, please. Leave the answer as a square root. Type it in the chat for me. Thank you, Ivani. Thank you, Petullo, sorry. Good, and Monde, and Rangwatu, and Kawe, and Olwa. Thank you, and Nkanyiso, and Nkanta. I see you guys. Leave the answer as a square root. Inati, I'm going to get to you in just a second, my sweetie. Hold on for me. Okay. I just want everybody to follow this instruction. I need you to write in the chat, leave the answer as a square root. Okay. Well done, guys. Well done. Leave the answer as a square root. Now, what I mean by that is, if your calculator comes back and you click this button, and the answer you get, if your calculator just writes the square root of 80, then that's the answer you leave it as. You leave it as the square root of 80. You just go, therefore, y is equal to the square root of 80. This is the final answer. Okay, this is the final answer. Don't try and be fancy or anything. Leave it exactly the way it is. Inati, I do not see your hand anymore. And I was about to ask you to unmute for me. And
Inati said that's what he wanted to ask about this leaving in
that's what you
square
wanted
root.
to ask. Okay, leave it as a square root. Okay. Don't try and put all the decimals in there because some of them are recurring and they keep coming and you'll be sitting there forever. Okay, leave the answer as a square root. Okay, I hope this makes sense. If you are still a little bit lost, guys, we did this last week, Wednesday. So I don't want us to have to do too many of them because we already did them last week, Wednesday. If you're still lost, can I ask you guys to please go and rewatch Wednesday's lesson? Okay, because it will help you understand this a lot better. You can even watch last week Monday's lesson because that's when we explain the little man and the hypotenuse and the opposites and the adjacents. We do all of that in Monday's lesson, last week Monday's lesson. Okay, all right, we're going to start something new. I want my Watobians to like, okay. No issues, Amahelang, we see you. Okay. How we possibly can, but we don't want to make a mistake. So we leave it as the square root. Okay. We leave the answer as a square root. All right, everyone. Are we ready? Let's do this. We're going to start learning about quadrilaterals. Now, who can tell me what is a quadrilateral? Let's see. Asavela, do you know what a quadrilateral is? Hello.
Miss,
Yes.
hello, Miss.
Hello.
So, but I'm a bit shy, but I will try.
Okay, that's all I want. I want you to try. What do you think a quadrilateral is?
Quadrilaterals are 2D shapes that have quadrilateral sides.
Okay, good. You're on the right track. Yes, they're 2D shapes that have how many sides particularly do they have?
4 sides.
Excellent. Oh, you put it so beautifully. Very well done, Asavela. Amazing stuff. Well done.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, excellent. Okay, now the one thing I need you guys to remember, and Kerry just pointed it out, is that it needs to be a closed shape. Because if you guys say to me, it's a 2D shape with 4 sides here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 4 sides. Is that a quadrilateral? No, it's not a quadrilateral. They need to be closed. Thank you, Petolo. It must always be closed. Okay. And it doesn't mean that all the sides have to be equal. They just need to be closed. So this one doesn't count. And anybody who said it's a polygon, you're 100% correct because a polygon means a closed shape. Okay. So it needs to be a shape like this. Okay. It must be closed on all 4 sides. Must be together. I hope that makes sense. Now, we're going to learn some of the things that we need to remember about quadrilaterals and shapes in general. Okay. Monde, would you like to unmute for me and tell me what does this line and that line mean? What does that tell us? Unmute for me and let me know.
Okay. The 2 lines mean that it is equal.
Ah, excellent. Couldn't have put it better myself. It means that this side and this side are equal. Does it mean that they're also equal on this side?
Yes.
Are they? How many lines do we see on this side though?
Oh, 2.
2. So they're not equal. The only 2 sides that are equal are the left side and the right side. You see that?
This one.
Excellent. I'm hoping you'll remember that. Don't forget that. It's very important. Okay, Rangwatu. Okay, let's look at our square. You want to unmute for me and tell me in my square. What does this line tell me about my square?
It tells us that all sides are equal.
Yes, good. all of the sides are equal to each other. Now, Rangatu, if I said to you, if I drew this arrow over here, what does this tell me about my top and my bottom line? That they are
Equal.
Oh, if I draw an arrow instead of a line, what does the line mean?
The line. Okay, they are parallel lines.
Yes, good. If I draw an arrow, it means that they are parallel.
Parallel.
Okay, but if we draw a line, what does the line mean, Rangatu? That they are?
Which line?
Okay, look here. There's two different lines. If I draw this line,
Yeah.
what does that mean? It means that they are? Okay. If I draw that line and this line over here, they are opposite, but the line means that they are?
They're equal.
Good. Now, if I draw an arrow, what does that tell me about the lines? That they are? Check in the chat. Teacher Kat's helped you out so much.
The lines means that they are equal, and the arrows means that they are parallel lines.
Excellent. Excellent. We need to remember that. Okay. The lines mean that they are equal, and the arrows mean that they are parallel. Okay. If you need to write that down, lines equals equal. That sounds so weird. Lines equals equal. Arrow means, or arrows equals parallel. Okay. And for those of you who are like, ma'am, can we write this down so that we don't forget? Please don't even just write it down. Take a screenshot. It's very important, okay, that you understand this. And Bonolo did this at school today, so this is going to be a breeze for her. Okay. I need you guys to write this down. And then Yakela says, so ma'am, is it a scalene if all the sides are different? When all the sides are different, we don't call it a scalene quadrilateral. We call it an irregular quadrilateral. And that's such a beautiful question. Well done. Okay. Okay. Somebody just asked if they could leave early to go play a match. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if you're watching or playing, but good luck. And it's okay. You can watch the recording later. Kungao, I know it seems a little bit hard, but just remember that if there are lines, that means that the sides are equal in length. That means that if this side is 2 centimeters, this side over here is also going to be 2 centimeters. Okay. Okay, if this side is 2 centimeters, this side is also 2 centimeters. That's what we mean when we say they are equal. Okay. Okay, excellent. So I'm hoping that we're together. Now, somebody named Zoom user, can I just ask you to unmute for me? Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Zoom user. What is your actual name?
Andy.
Andile.
Yes, ma'am.
Andile, thank you so much for letting us know, because your name just comes up as Zoom user and we don't know who Zoom user is. Okay. All right. Andile, tell me, what does this arrow and that arrow tell me about these two lines? That they are?
Parallel lines.
Excellent. And now what does this line and that one tell me about those two lines? That they are?
The same.
The same how? If this one is 3
lines.
centimeters, the other one?
They are equal.
Good, they're equal. This one is also 3 centimeters. It makes perfect sense, right? It's not difficult at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. All right. Now, Bukhale, I want you to tell me in this next one. It's even in the name. It's even in the name. Look here. It's called a parallelogram. So what does this tell me about my sides?
That our sides are parallel.
Excellent. That my sides are parallel. And then what does this mean about this left side and this right side? That they are? Oh, Bukhale, where did you go?
Sorry. That they are, I forgot the word.
Check in the chat.
That they're equal.
Good, they're equal. And then these two sides, 1, 2.
This one, No, I don't know.
What do
this answer.
lines mean, Bukale? What do lines mean? Lines mean that they are?
Parallel?
Oh, no. Arrows mean that they're parallel. What do lines mean? That they are?
Equal.
They're equal. The only reason they put 2 lines instead of 1 is just to show us that this line and that line are not equal to that one and that one. They're not the same size. Okay, so we need to draw 2 lines at the top to show that only the left and the right one are equal, and then the top and the bottom one are equal. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then if you need to take a screenshot of the rhombus and the kite, the exact same things. There are lines everywhere, and lines mean that they are equal. I hope you guys are remembering that. Lines mean that they are equal, and arrows mean that they are parallel. Very, very important. Petula, I'm so glad you like. They're all easy. I love that word. Easy. Yeah. No problemo. Yeah, agreed. Okay, everybody take screenshots if you need to, because we're going to be moving on. Yes. So Kawa says, but ma'am, but it can be more than 1 line as long as they are the same. Yes. So basically what they're telling us here, Kawa, is that only these 2 lines, only this one and this one are equal. Okay. And in this one, only this one and this one are equal. Amahelang has a question. Amahelang, is your hand up? Yes, your hand is up. Can I ask you to ask your question quickly?
Again, I apologize for being late. Everything was busy.
That's okay.
So
That's
all right.
okay.
Now, there are 2 lines that you mentioned that they are equal. But how can they be equal if they could, continue on? I mean, I understand. One line is equal, but
Okay,
but
so let me show you the difference here, Amahelang. Look here. Look at this line and that line. Do they look like they're the same length on our trapezoid? Are they the same length?
No.
No, they're not, right? They're not the same length. So that's why they don't have a line. But they do have an arrow. Do you see the arrow? Okay. What does the arrow tell us? That they are?
Parallel.
Good. What does parallel mean? Do we remember what parallel means?
It means it can continue.
It continues and they will?
They will.
They'll never? They're never going to meet.
They're never going to meet. Yes.
Yeah. It means that they're always going to move at that same length apart. It means that they will never meet. Okay. So parallel lines don't have to be the same length. They just never have to meet. But equal lines need to be exactly the same in length. Does that make sense?
It does make, yeah. All right. Does make sense.
Okay. Excellent. I'm glad. All right. Okay. I hope you guys are okay with this concept. Okay. Okay, good. Teacher Kat, I'm glad you've brought that one up. Okay. Let's look at our rectangle and our square. Now, if I do this on my rectangle, we know that those 2 lines are parallel, which means they're never going to meet, but they are equal. Okay. Now, if I want to show that these 2 lines are also parallel, instead of just drawing 1 arrow, I'm going to draw 2 arrows. That means that this line over here, this line over here, and this line over here, those 2 are parallel. And this line over here and that line over there, those 2 are parallel. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that all the lines are equal to each other. Only this line and this line are equal to each other. And on this side, only this line and this line are equal to each other. I hope that makes sense. Can I get a thumbs up? Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat. How are we feeling? Thank you, Karabo and Kanyiso. I see your thumbs up. Okay, Monde and Randle and Saneliso. Maureen, hello. And Aziza and Bulela and Bunolo and Caleb. I'm glad that you guys are understanding. Okay, Kawe says 2 lines that go the same direction but never meet. Those are parallel lines. Okay, they will never meet. They don't have to be the same length. But if we draw a line on both of them, they must be the same length because they are equal. Okay, excellent, excellent. Kungao, if you're still stuck, can I please ask you to DM Teacher Cat so that she can try and help you? Okay, and remember, guys, this lesson is recorded so that we can then, you can then rewatch it and understand a little bit better. All right, okay. Parallel lines, equal lines, this stuff is easy. Buche, I need you to raise your hand, please, for me, my sweetie, if you have an important question. Oh, Kawa is like, cake work. I love it. All right, this stuff is easy. We are going to be learning something a little bit new. We're going to be looking at the interior angles of a quadrilateral. Okay, now, who can tell me how much do the interior angles of a quadrilateral equal to? Who knows? Tell me in the chat. It's not 90. Excellent, excellent, Takalani and Carrie and Bulela. And Nosipo, like I'm going to assume that was a typo. It's 360 degrees. It's 360 degrees. Is equal to 360 degrees. And what this means is when I add this angle, and this angle, and this angle, and this angle, all of them together need to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, excellent, Karabo, I see you. They must give you 360 degrees. Buche, do you remember, what does this square over here mean? How much is that in degrees? How much is that square in degrees?
It's 90 degrees.
Excellent. This is 90 degrees, which means this one over here is also going to be 90 degrees. Well done. Excellent stuff. Well done. Now, somebody said to me in the chat, ma'am, is it 180 degrees? 180 degrees power is a triangle, not a quadrilateral. Remember, triangles have 3 sides. Quadrilaterals, 4 sides. Okay, don't forget. Now, I know you guys have your hands up. I'm going to just hold on there for a second. Okay, we are going to learn the statement and the reason for the interior angles of a quadrilateral. Now I'm saying triangle. Goodness, okay. I'm saying quadrilateral. Okay. Now this is what we're going to write here. Remember, we are adding all of these angles up. Okay, so we're going to start by saying 90 degrees. I'm going to check that one off. Plus 90 degrees. Check that one. Plus 66 degrees. 66 degrees plus x, and all of this needs to equal to 360 degrees. Okay, and my reason for this is the interior angles of a quadrilateral. Okay. Now, you guys will know from day one that I'm very lazy. I'm not going to write interior angles of a quadrilateral every single time. No. So what I'm going to write is int angles of a quad dot 2 dots. Okay, that's what I'm going to write. If you guys want to write interior angles of a quadrilateral, some teachers even add equal 360 degrees. You guys are you're welcome to do that. But me, I'm lazy. I'm not going to do that. You guys can do it if you want. Me, I'm not going to do it. But I'm not done. I still need to finish my sum. Bonolo, do you think you can help me finish the sum? Because I still need to figure out what x is equal to. Can you help me? Oh, I've muted you. Please unmute. Kebo, don't say I think. You need to calculate for it. Okay, what do I need to write next, Bonolo?
Ma'am, I would like to try. So, ma'am, I think we're gonna add 90 degrees and 90 degrees.
And how much will that give me?
90 degrees plus 90 degrees is going to give us 180 degrees.
Excellent. So I'm going to have 180 degrees plus 66 degrees plus x degrees is equal to 360 degrees. I'm not done. I still want x. How are we going to get there?
So ma'am, after that, we're gonna say, okay, ma'am, how we did it at school, we did like the
I think Bonolo, you've forgotten how to do inverse operations. You've completely forgotten. So what we can do is we can take 100 degrees over
180 degrees. 360 degrees minus 180 degrees.
Okay, good. And what about 66 degrees? Do I not also need to take it over the equal sign?
I think we need to add it.
Well, we could, or we could minus it depending on which side it's on. So I can go.
But ma'am, we have to minus it.
Okay, so let me do it the way that I think you're trying to do it, Bonolo. Okay, I'm going to do this. If I add 180 and 66 degrees, I'm going to get 246 degrees. Am I correct? My math is correct.
Yes, ma'am.
246 degrees plus x is equal to 360 degrees. Now, if I want x on its own, I'm going to have to take 246 degrees over to the other side, and it's going to become minus.
Minus, yes, ma'am.
Therefore, I can say x is equal to 360 degrees minus 246 degrees.
Yes,
Therefore,
ma'am.
x is equal to, now you have to do this. This is why we need a calculator in maths. Or you can just check the chat.
Ma'am, it's going to be 246, 114.
114 what? Everybody in the chat is cheating. Thank you. Degrees. Degrees. Excellent. Okay, do not forget the degrees. Okay, they're very important. Okay, thank you, thank you, my sweetie. Can I ask you to mute for me? Okay. All right. So this one is a little bit more complicated, right? Because we're adding things and we're minusing things and we're doing all of this stuff. Okay. If you guys feel comfortable minusing this way, you're more than welcome to minus this way. But like I said, I'm very lazy. So what I would have done is I would have taken everything else over the equal sign. So I would have had 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 66 degrees, 6 degrees plus x is equal to 360 degrees. And what I would have done is I would have taken this 90 over and this 90 over and 66 degrees over. And what I would have had left is x is equal to 360 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 66 degrees. Okay. Zizole, yes, your chats are visible. Right. And as soon as I can do this on my calculator, I can just type in on my calculator 360 minus 90 minus 90 minus 66. Then I can go, therefore, x is equal to 114 degrees. Okay. Now, what I've done is I've done exactly what Bonolo has done here with us, but I did mine in 3 steps instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Okay, I've skipped a step. And Carrie says to me, I do something different. That's perfectly fine, my sweetie. It's 100% fine. You can do something different with this as you go along. Okay, you are allowed to do something different because as long as we get to the same answer and you use a real maths way of doing it, a real maths method, okay, then it's fine. If you do it the way Bonolo did it, that's fine as well. Omolemo, if you have to go, that's okay, my sweetie. Remember, these are recorded. Okay, you can watch it at a later stage or watch the last bit that you missed. Okay, you guys can do it however you feel comfortable. If you want to add 90 plus 90 plus 66, put it all together and then minus, you can do that. Or you can do it the way I like to do it, minus everything all at the same time. Whichever way, Ola, if you feel like you'll get confused if you do both, then choose the one that's easiest for your brain to remember. Okay, don't try the hard way and then try the other way. Choose the way that's easiest for you to remember. Monde, there's a trick about number 2, okay, that we're still going to have to talk about quickly. Okay, but I think you can try and give me my statement. Do you think you can unmute for me? Or, oh, there you are. Unmute for me, please, my sweetie. You need to give me a statement.
Okay. Okay, so the statement is going to be 80 plus 70, or 80 degrees.
Good. Plus
70 degrees.
Excellent.
Times 2.
No, not times 2. Remember, we're adding.
Okay, plus 2.
To what?
2 degrees.
Not 2 degrees. Oh, the power is giving you the
2x.
So it's variable. Good. 2x degrees. Plus what?
Plus x degrees.
Excellent. Plus x degrees is equal to, let me not forget.
360 degrees.
Excellent. And what's my reason, Monde?
Interior angles of a quadrilateral equals 360 degrees.
Great. You can do the long way. I'm going to do my int angles of a quad. That's it. Okay. Well done, Monde. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Okay. All right. So now this one is a little bit weirder to answer because we're using algebra. And for those of you who skipped our algebra section, we have a whole 4 weeks of algebra that we did in our videos on the website. I need you guys to go watch this. Okay. Now, what I would like you guys to do is take a screenshot of this last question if you can. This is where we're going to pick up from